Hey, what's up? In this video, we're going to break down the theory behind the C major chord. So we're going to learn the C major scale and then where the notes of the chord comes from. This is going to be extremely important for you. Generally speaking, most people always start learning music theory with the C major scale because it's the easiest one. There's no sharps or flats. But I'm going to break all this down, so let's just get started. Okay, so coming down to my whiteboard here, I've got the chromatic scale at the very top. These are all of the notes of music. And music, we just go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then we start over at A, all right? And then if you're familiar with the piano that has the white notes, I have that in blue, and then the black notes, the accidentals, I have that in black here. But we're doing guitar. We don't care about the piano, but I just thought I'd point that out, okay? Now, first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down the C major scale and where that comes from. So here is the formula for that. Okay, so I have the formula put up here on the screen, and we're not going to go over where this comes from. This developed over centuries, okay? So if you want to look up music history, by all means, this is not the channel for that. We're just going to learn how to play and understand music here. Now, the W's equal a whole step. That's equal to 2 notes or 2 frets in your guitar, and the H equals a half step or 1 fret. So all we're going to do is I'm going to put a C right here. Boom. What is a whole step after a C? Boom, boom. It's a D note. Okay, whole step after a D, boom, boom. E, a half step after an E, boom, gives us the F. Whole step after an F, boom, boom, to the G. Whole step to the A, coming back over here. Whole step after the A to the B. After the B, puts us right back at a C. So this one has no sharps or flats. This is why when we learn music theory, we'll start with this one, because it's just the easiest. We don't have to deal with people being like, wait, a sharp, what the hell is that? Okay, we can just like skip that. Now, sometimes people say, well, why isn't like the A, the one without any sharps or flats? And my response is because we're not doing English, okay? We're doing music. I don't know. This is how it developed, okay? Cool. So that's it. That's the C major scale. We're not going to play it right in this video, but what we're going to do is I'm now going to number these things. When we number the notes of a scale, we call them scale degrees. And for major scales, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a little bit different for the minor scales, but yeah, that's what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I said, what is the 5th degree? Pop quiz. What's the 5th degree in the C major scale? You'd be like, oh, it's a G note. All right, cool. What's the 7th degree? That's a B note. All right. Down the road, we'll get more into the scales. Yes, some of these have funny names like leading tone and all that stuff. We'll get into that later. All right, cool. Now, the formula for a chord, so this is the formula to make a scale. Now we're going to do chord formula. Where do chords come from? Chords come from the scales. So for a major chord, capital M, we take the 1, the 3, and the 5. It's literally this easy. So it's going to be a C note, boom, E note, and a G note. C, E, G. That's what makes a C major chord. It doesn't matter how you play it, where you play it, which one's first. If you play those 3 notes, you're playing C major. Okay? Now, I'm going to drop some tab really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In just open position, because I'm sure you can play that chord already. We have 0, 1, 0, 2, 3. What are the notes being played here? Well, that's going to be a C note, an E note, a G note, a C note, and an E note. Okay. I realize I went fast on that. I don't really care that you understand the fretboard as far as this video goes. That's just what's happening. So you can see, are we using C, E, G? Yes, we are. And yeah, notice we have a couple of them. If we only played on your guitar, go ahead and try this. If we only did those ones, we're playing C, E, G, but see what's happening? It's actually G, C, E. So this, if you played it like that and you didn't play these ones down here, you'd be technically playing a C/G, a C chord with a G in the bass. This is exactly what happens when someone also does this. I'm going to put this in green, and they go 3. Why? Because this is a G note. That's why you can get away with that voicing. So if you've seen the video that I have on different ways to play the C major chord, you'll see all this stuff in action, and I'll have a link to that so you can play these different things. But as long as you understand we need C, E, G, we're good, dude. We are good. And you could even be like, well, what could I just do this? Could I Could I go just 0 because that's an E? Yes, you could. And if you play it, it sounds like crap. Wait, what? Yeah, because our ears can't really hear those two low notes. It just doesn't sound that good. So it's theoretically correct, but between that low E and then that 3 right there, it just sounds a little too low. That was like a perfect circle right there. Yeah, it won't sound that good because it sounds a bit muddy, but it's technically correct. Okay, cool. So that would be, like I said, an inversion or a slash chord. If anything other than the root note is in the bass, the root note would be the C of a C chord, a B of a B minor chord. Easy enough. All right, there you go. And what you can do is just memorize that. C-E-G. Cows eat grass. There you go. And that's all I have for you in this training. So if you have any questions on this, if you want me to elaborate on something, or if there's another chord you want me to break down, happy to do it. If you want to learn different ways to play the chord, if I've made those videos, I'll have a link in the description or maybe up somewhere on the screen, but then you can go to the blog post that I have on this. I'll also have that on my website so you can read through this discussion. I'll break down the theory. Sometimes people want to like read through it. It's a little bit easier than a video. But there you go. Okay, so we'll see you in a future video.